Welcome back to Rajini Kiranmai YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the advantages of e-payment system. Along with it, we are going to talk about its drawbacks even. Coming to the advantages of electronic payment system, I just presented 5 advantages. The first one is time saving. Before e-payment system, we used to transfer the money either by using postal method or post office or by using a bank. So this would take several days, and along with it, we used to waste our time waiting in lines. Because of this electronic payment system, we could able to transfer the money between the virtual accounts in a very few minutes, and this enabled us to save our time. Coming to the second advantage, our expenses can be controlled. How? Because as we are doing all the things by virtual accounts, the virtual accounts contains the history of all transactions indicating the store and the amount you have spent. By looking to the history, we can check it anytime you wanted to and have a control on our expenses. So, electronic payment system enabled us to have a control on our expenses. And the third advantage is there is a very less risk of loss and theft because we are going to maintain the data in our virtual wallets, and there is no chances that we do forget our virtual wallets somewhere as we used to do earlier to our manual wallets. So these virtual wallets enabled us to protect our data even because we can't forget it somewhere else and it cannot be taken away by the robbers. And because of this, it reduced the risk of loss and theft. And the fourth advantage is convenience. So it enabled the customers to transfer the money for their purchased products or services anytime, anywhere, any location. The only thing is that location should be able to access the internet. And because of this convenience, this enabled to sell and buy the products or services through online, and this convenient for online sales. Coming to the fifth advantage, low labor cost. Because all the online payments are usually automatic. Because of this automation, the manual payment methods such as checks, money orders, cash, all these things got reduced, and this reduction has lowered the cost of labor even. And these are few advantages of electronic payment system. Now let us move to the disadvantages. As always we talk about any technique, it has its own advantages and disadvantages even. Now let me present you the disadvantages of electronic payment system. The first disadvantage is there are some restrictions. So what are the restrictions that this electronic payment system is going to restrict us is it has the limits regarding the maximum amount in the account and the number of transactions per day that we can do and how much amount is taken out. So there are some restrictions that we could do only to certain limits. This is one of the major disadvantages of electronic payment system. Second one, there is a risk of being hacked. As everything is done through online, there is a chances that the cyber criminals can hack the online payment methods and steal the money and information of the customer or consumer or whoever person who access the things through online. But the only thing is, if you are going to follow every security rule, then there is a minimal threat or minimal robbery. This is a second disadvantage. Coming to the third disadvantage is lack of anonymity. That means, as everything or all the transactions are done through online, so all these transactions includes how much amount, at what time we have done this, and who is the recipient. All this information is stored in the database of the payment system. If an intelligent agent is able to access this data from this database of payment system, then he can represent himself as an authorized person, and there is no such equipment available to know the anonymity of the user, authorized user. So we think that the e-payment system thinks that this intelligent agent himself is an authorized person and allows the accessing of the data. So e-payment system has a lack of anonymity is the disadvantage. Fourth disadvantage is necessity of internet access. When we were talking about the advantage of e-payment system, it allows to access or transfer the money anytime, anywhere, any location. When we were talking about the location, then we said that that location could be able to access the internet. If say suppose if the internet connection fails, you can't get any online account. So there is a necessity of internet access. Without internet, e-payment system cannot be done successfully. Fourth disadvantage is internet access. Now let us move to the fifth one, that is service fee. As we are doing the payment system through online, there are multiple payment gateways and third party payment processors involved in it to make our transactions successful. So all these are going to charge the service fee, as they are going to help us to complete our transaction in a successful mode. So these are 5 disadvantages of electronic payment system. Thank you for watching the advantages and disadvantages of e-payment system.